Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Narani and today we will be discussing how journaling has helped me improve my mental health and helped me change my life. Ever since I got interested into the concept of self-development about 2 years ago, I had heard people talk about the benefits of journaling. Back in 2019, I was introduced to the concept of bullet journaling by a family member, but I did not pay much heed to it. Fast forward to 2020, lockdowns were imposed, people were sitting at home, and like many folks out there, I felt that my mental health was declining. Thankfully, I started journaling. Now, I took it as a challenge to journal for 30 days, and after journaling for 2 years and filling up almost 4 journals, I can tell you that journaling is life changing. Now, there are so many journaling methods out there. There are tons of them. You can have a food journal where you're tracking what you eat. You can have a workout journal where you're tracking what your gains are. You can have a sleep journal to track what you are experiencing while you dream and sleep. You can have a bullet journal to prioritize your tasks, to acknowledge your efforts, to see what you're feeling, to write down your emotions and stuff. Now, the keyword across all these methods, the key objective, if you notice, is to track. To track what you're eating, to track how you're gaining muscle, to track what you're experiencing, to track your emotions, and to track your thoughts. Day-to-day progress is elusive, and as we are focused more on achieving the greater good, we get knocked off the view. And journaling helps you get a bullseye view of your life. Now, as the days passed and as I journaled, I felt that I was posting. I felt that my journaling had led to a much more positive approach to life, which was good, but that extent had exceeded. I felt that I was writing only about the positive things and I didn't have the struggle to write about a strong topic in my journals. If I show you an entry from my gratitude journal, I wrote about the anthologies I was published in, how I received a magazine and I was literally on cloud 9. And every entry in this journal is really very happy. But then again, when just all of this was happening, life happened. I had a breakdown quite recently. I had this emotional angsty teenager phase where I didn't feel like talking. My mind was fuzzy. I didn't have the motivation to work. I hit the absolute lowest. And that's when I filled my little positive gratitude journal with tormenting thoughts. I can tell you that reflecting back on the positive days of my gratitude journal, I could pick up myself off from even the lowest point I faced. The motivation I had after I read through a few positive entries, it was unparalleled. Here, this brings me to the highlight of today's topic. Why and how can journaling help you change your life for good? It helps you prioritize your feelings, your tasks, your emotions, your fears, your anxiety better. Being a forgetful person, I tend to forget so much that I carry a small diary at school so that I can write down even the tiniest of tasks in that book and all of my work gets done. You turn to yourself and you become independent. Self-talk is reflective. Normalize this. When you feel like talking and you have nobody out there, you can journal. You can write down whatever you're feeling and you can reflect back on it to observe whatever emotions you've had over the phases. It provides you an emotional outlet. Venting is necessary, it is quite healthy, but you can't always have someone to listen to you, right? So you can journal, you can talk to yourself, manage your thoughts well by writing down every thought that comes to your mind. Whenever I'm journaling, I just write down whatever I'm feeling at that moment. Maybe it is happy, maybe it is negative, maybe it is thinking about what I have to do tomorrow at school. I just write all the thoughts that I've had in my mind. I just write them down and boom, I feel a little lighter. I feel that my mind is more calmer and more cleaner and I can proceed to the next task. Keeping track of your accomplishments. Even as a student, I can tell you that I always focus on the bigger picture. If I get a good grade, well and good. If I get a good result, that is what I'm going to focus on. I won't take the good grade into consideration because it's a much more smaller achievement, and it does not mean anything to me in the longer run, which is wrong. Journaling helps you understand this effort in at your work, and that you need to acknowledge all the work that you do. Conquering overthinking. Being a chronic overthinker, I have wavering thoughts about everything. At a moment I'm positive, I am quite happy, and the next moment I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling negative. So writing all of the thoughts down will help me to conquer overthinking better, and I will understand that negative emotions are just fleeting, they just come by and go away. Positively try to focus on. As a team, I know that we have enraging emotions, we have thoughts which are quite powerful and they take a hold of us. And to manage that, you have to journal, you have to write down things which you cannot discuss with people and you can only keep to yourself. It will really help as a teenager to know yourself better. This is primarily the reason I also started journaling, because I wanted to make it a habit and not a choice. Because if it's a habit, I know that I have to get down to it. Sure, I have had months where I didn't feel like journaling, where I was too busy with my own work, and when I came back at it, I felt like the break was absolutely worth it. I felt more like myself after a break. So yes, in the end, no matter what stage of life you are at, begin journaling. Begin writing your thoughts down, acknowledge your efforts via your journals. You can acknowledge that the amount of effort you're putting in at work is absolutely worth it. You can track what you're feeling. On most days, my habit tracker keeps me intact with all my habits, and I'm really grateful for that. Susan Jeffers, in her book Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, states that we, on an average, focus on the negative aspect of any situation, and we feel that it's normal to focus on the negative side of anything because it's more realistic than positivity. However, being a positive person, you can always look at life in a much more positive way, right? You can encourage yourselves to try harder because you've come a long way. I would 10 and 10 highly recommend you to start journaling. And you can obviously start with a challenge of 30 days. Journal for 30 days and see how much that impacts you. See how it can change your perspective about life. And yes, your journal does not have to be expensive. It does not have to be fancy. It is about you. So make it as real as possible. Make it simple, creative, and elegant, basically. Pick up a book, any book. It does not have to be a designed journal specifically. Write down what you're feeling on any day. Even after you finish watching this, you can journal, no problem. Take up a pencil, pen, whatever suits you best, and begin journaling. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this sit down video, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.